I'm at the end of the line, and I represent the, well, that's the end of the beginning, and I'm the start of hopefully the end. So Mayo Clinic Ventures, our job is to work to take concepts, ideas, things with potentially enormous value to patients and translate those into products. And you can see here from just the flow, which happens every day at Mayo, happens every day at other healthcare institutions, physicians and providers recognizing a problem. How do I care better for my patients? Working with IT to say, now turn that into something that, my thoughts can be amplified and improved upon. And then it comes to us, which is, in order for something to benefit patients, it has to be available to patients. And to be available to patients, we need generally, in almost all cases, a product. And to become a product, we unfortunately have to think of and handle a lot of things that certainly aren't as sexy or as exciting as the aha moments and the power of what something could be. We run into things like, and I think we've covered a lot of these throughout the day, and I know there's a lot of entrepreneurial folks here in the audience, so you live these things. How do I get somebody to change their behavior? I've got a physician who's practiced for 10 years, and the next patient that comes through your door, I want you to use this piece of software which will predict the best chemotherapy regimen for this patient based on our product and the data and the analytics that we're providing to you. That's a big question, a big ask. If it were me, it would be, well, show me the data. Show me that this works. Don't show me on the little bit of data we have, because that's what we have. Show me in a very large, diverse, prospective fashion that the regimen that you're suggesting is in the best interest of my patient. Otherwise, I'm going to fall back on what I think is best for my patient. So how do we get a large amount of validation data to support this? That's your first question. Second, what are the regulatory implications of what we're asking here? Do we need approval? If so, what data do we need for approval? The one that we don't like to think about, but is very important as well, is who's going to pay for this? How are they going to pay for it? And then, who's going to manufacture this? Who's going to distribute this? Who's going to train the users who we hope will use this? Who's going to support the product? Who's going to answer the phone 3:30 on a Friday afternoon when a physician says, this isn't working and I'm seeing my patient, somebody fix it? Those things are the grind that we run into at the end of the translation story. Again, not fun, not sexy, but certainly extremely important. All of those things take a lot of money. They take a lot of time, and that's where we need investors, and that's where we need companies, and that's where we need startup companies. That's where we need dedicated, passionate, entrepreneurial people whose passion equals the passion of the rest of our team. And again, that's where Mayo Clinic Ventures comes into play. It's a great team, and we're doing great work, and both Rob and I are now in the beginnings of our thinking about how do we productize this? What do we need to do from here? We're thinking startup company, we're thinking investment, how much money is this going to take? These are, as I say, the equally important side of the equation that we get to work with, and we're happy to do so. So happy to expand on any of those. Again, this is one project, but at Mayo Clinic Ventures, we deal with a lot of these projects. Some are successful, some aren't. There are a lot of hurdles. They're not all hurdles that we like or enjoy, but we also have to be realistic in that they exist. And some of them exist for good reasons.